Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are here continuing our 2019 recap. So today we're talking about another game. Now the past couple weeks we've been talking about different video games on the channel, Minecraft, F1, well F1 is the topic, but F1 2019 specifically. And today we're going to continue on with this, but we're going to talk about Overwatch. Now today's video is called Overwatch, the Fall of the Favorite. Now last year, for our end of the year recap, Overwatch video like this was called Overwatch the Main Event. Very similar to F1 this year. And Overwatch was the most played game, and still is on the channel. We have, or the most talked about thing, we have 500 something videos on it, playing Overwatch, talking about Overwatch League. And this year, Overwatch was way up here, about last year, and then, I'm not on the camera. It was like up here, it was going up. Oh wait, going like this, going up, backwards. Either way, it was way at the top, and then it just fell down. Overwatch this year was just a thing that didn't work out that well on the channel. I mean, there was a lot of things that I didn't like about Overwatch that they changed this year. Overwatch League, first of all, was a lot worse to watch. The GOATS meta was great. I wasn't a fan of the decrease of games and the increase in amount that were played. Also, all the players that people hyped up this year weren't that interesting. I was not interested in San Francisco Shock. I found their players obnoxious and boring at the same time. So, that was kind of a thing with the Overwatch League. I felt like 40 was a good amount of games. They want to be seen competing with other sports leagues. Besides like the NFL, most sports leagues have very, very big schedules. 28 games is still a lot, but if you want to be competitive with other American sports, take basketball, baseball, those play a lot of games. Basketball's 82, baseball's 162, NFL again different, it's only 16, but NFL's played, every team plays once a week, and you only play, you only have games 3 days a week. Thursday, and then Sunday and Monday. That's how it is. So there's not as many days of it. But I feel like for Overwatch League, there should have been either more games, not more games, I think the schedule was fine, but I think it should have been each team plays 10. Even with 20 teams, I don't see that being a problem. But going down to 28 games is very weird. Stages didn't feel like they had a meaning. You play 7 games, then see who's the best. Having 10 felt better, because most teams, we're going to be, if you're 4-3, you're going to make the stage playoffs. Especially with 8 teams making the stage playoffs, it just didn't feel like the previous year was 4 teams. The best 4, that's it. Making stage playoffs. Now it's like 8 teams, and the playoffs weren't done especially great. You win, and then you play again, and it was weird. Double elimination bracket was okay, but overall, Overwatch League wasn't anything special for me this year. Wasn't really a fan. I didn't watch many games. Last year I watched all but 3 Soul Dynasty games. This year I watched 3. No, I just didn't watch as many. I didn't have the same, I gotta watch all the games. And Overwatch League, for me, actually made Overwatch worse. In 2018, I wanted to watch Overwatch League more than I wanted to play the game. In 2019, I didn't care to watch Overwatch League, and it made playing Overwatch less fun. What they did with Overwatch was, they're going to deny they did it, but they've tried to turn that game in a way that makes it the same as what the players are playing in the league, by changing it to what they want for the Overwatch League. Something like role queue was not necessary. I don't think that having set 2-2-2 was good. Because Overwatch League, everybody's going to do whatever meta works the best. And I feel if you say you can play one of any character in your team, 6 people, 32 characters, whatever, pick 6 of them. Pro players are going to find what's the best no matter what. So the GOATS meta happened to be the best. And if people complained about it, which I find lame, but I'm not going to get into, The GOATS meta, if people didn't like it, Blizzard, whatever they thought about it, Overwatch League players maybe weren't the biggest fan of it, viewers maybe weren't the biggest fan of it, it's up to the developers of Overwatch to figure out a solution to fix it through patches of character changes. I don't think saying this is how Overwatch is played now is the best way to go about it. I'm not a fan of role queue, and I feel like that really hurt the game. Also, a lot of random changes to characters that weren't necessary, and what characters were introduced this year? Baptiste and Sigma so far. I assume there's actually only two. Anybody else? Baptiste, Sigma. That's it. Baptiste and Sigma, only two characters. Unless there's one that I'm missing. I don't think so. I think it's only Baptiste and Sigma. Sigma's cool, more shields. Kind of lame in that standpoint, but Sigma's a cool character overall. Baptiste, we did not need a character who has immortality fields. That's annoying. It really negates the abilities of a lot of the ultimates. And with that being the point of Overwatch, is your ultimates are so important. You know, not so important, but ultimates are like the special things the characters can do. And one of the worst changes of the game also was making the ultimates charge 12 or 13% slower. It really lessened it. Especially if you play not at a high level. Me playing around wherever the hell I'm at now, I don't know. Silver, gold, bronze, where the fuck I'm at. Don't care anymore. In that range, though, from bronze, we'll say bronze to gold range. Ultimates don't necessarily come up that much unless you really have a match where you're popping off. So ultimately, you may get a one ult for a game, maybe two if you start out good. For me, it typically takes 30 seconds, 40 seconds in a match to really get going. Lots of times, I'll look at the clock and it says 3:05 and I'm finally doing things. It takes me a little bit of time to get going. And that really just lessens the ult time that I can build. So before, when it was a little bit higher, you could get one in there, maybe not off of having a great round, and then go into a good part. Get two or three. So I feel that made the game a little bit harder in that standpoint, which kind of was lame. The most recent change with the map pool. Why? Why do we need a map pool for competitive play for people to play at home? I think in the esports scene, map pools work. Am I a fan of it? I thought that to be like the game, I liked having the surprise, as you have when you play Overwatch, of loading in any map pops up. Now, I get in Overwatch League they want you to play one of each map type. So I thought it'd be cool. You go into a match, you don't know any control map, any hybrid map, any assault map. What map type is there? Assault, hybrid, payload. Assault, hybrid, payload, and control. Any of those maps, you go to each one, but any map can show up. I liked that idea before. I thought this was a good idea for Overwatch League. But I just think that if you want to have one thing be separate between Overwatch League and for people playing at home, it's map pool. We don't need a map pool for competitive play at home. I think that that's just dumb. If you come home after work, you come home after school, whatever you do during your day, you don't need to come home and be like, damn, let's figure out what map pool we're playing tonight. People aren't going to practice maps. I just don't think that you do that. I sure as hell don't practice a map. If a new map comes out, map gets changed, like Horizon, something like that, did before. Lemmy and I walk around a map. We don't even do that now. We'd walk around a map, take a look, oh, this is what's here, and this was there. That's it. Maybe do one in, the arcade. Then we're jumping in. It's not necessary. It's kind of like when they try to put all the changes in the end of competitive seasons to be like Overwatch League. Stop, Blizzard, stop. You're ruining the game. And then they decide, on top of all of this, at BlizzCon, November this year. You ready for this? Overwatch 2. Why? Why are you making Overwatch 2 now? And the other thing is, they don't have a date when it's coming out. It could be like 2 years. Also, Overwatch 2 is just Overwatch now with a story mode. Because all the characters and all the maps that are coming on Overwatch 2 are also being added to the current Overwatch game. So, why? They say apparently the power of the server, whatever the hell it is. Story mode's played on your system. I don't know. Unless you're playing story modes with dudes, at that point it becomes PvE, which is dumb. Overwatch story mode I'm not excited about. I think that's stupid as well. There's plenty of things that Overwatch has done that made it definitely fall from being my favorite game to play. And a game that I barely even play now. I mostly play Minecraft with the meme. We've been doing GTA with the casino heist, whatever it's called, and online racing. We've been doing a bunch of those. In Minecraft by myself, I will play F1 2019, Minecraft, GTA, 2K20 occasionally. That's what I'm playing. I'm not playing Overwatch, I don't care. But the one thing that made Overwatch be least played on this channel this year, as well as all the things I've mentioned, including role queue, map pool, bunch of other dumb things, character changes that didn't even be added, was Blizzard's reaction to the Hong Kong protest. I think that was one of the worst moves by a company. To decide, you know what? We're going to ban this player for a year. Take away all their prize money. Because they want their country to have freedom. They want their territory, their country, their city to be its own independent thing. They don't want Hong Kong to be part of China. They don't want Hong Kong to be ruled by a communist government. And this person will speak out against it. That is bad, because that will hurt our profits in China. I'm glad that they at least gave him his money back and banned him for 6 months. And technically it's in the rules to not make political statements, but it looked really bad, especially at the time that it was the highest point of those Hong Kong protests. That was at a very, very high peak when they decided to do that. Back, what was that? September, October. It was at a pretty high point when they said banned for a year because you said freedom for Hong Kong, revolution of our time. And I just said Overwatch is done on the channel for the year. I talked about it. This video, one other video. It will be featured slightly in a video coming up next week. Or maybe even this week, actually. Is it this week? Getting confused with my recordings here. Yeah, it will be in a video featured on Friday. Very slightly. We're doing a compilation of what I feel the 9 most important games on the channel of the decade. And I feel like Overwatch, I can't just exclude it from that. But I do touch on this subject again at the beginning of that. Blizzard's reaction to that was just absolutely terrible. And I really felt like it was something that I didn't want to support, but I didn't know the best way to do it. So I took Overwatch off of everything on the channel. All of those are still up, but I took it off the main page of the channel. In the playlist section, Overwatch is not there. It's not on the banner of the channel. Overwatch will return to the channel in January, but I said the rest of the year Overwatch is done. I want to take a certain amount of time to be sure that I'm ready to bring this game back. So that's what that. That's a big reason why Overwatch fell out of favor as well. Along with the changes and that playing a big factor in it. Overwatch just for me, took a hit with that. And I'm glad that Jeff Kaplan, the main game developer for Overwatch, said that he didn't agree with the way that Blizzard handled it, that it was his own comment independent from the company, but the way he said he wasn't a fan of it. He didn't like it. So I'm definitely glad that he said that. But Overwatch being the only Blizzard game that I own, I'm sticking with it for the rest of the year. So another 2 or 3 weeks of that Overwatch content on the channel. Fine by me. Yeah, I don't know. That was an absolute terrible response by Blizzard. And it's a shame they did that. Because for me, I feel that you should have freedom in your country, you should have democracy, and for a company to go against that so they can make profit is just very disappointing. To see a company say, our sales of Diablo Mobile, because that's why they announced Diablo Mobile, because mobile games are very popular in China, our sales of Diablo Mobile are going to be hurt by this person's comment on a Hearthstone gameplay, or Hearthstone esports event. It's very unfortunate the company says, or the people in charge of a company say money over democracy and freedoms of people. It's ridiculous. So, again, I think that people should have freedom for democracy and what they want for their country. And you should be able to speak out against it. An issue within your country. And I think that for a company, an American company as well, which that's one of the, values of America. And one of the key things when people say America and what's it about is freedom and things like that. Freedom, and you can say what you want and you can criticize your country and your leaders in your country. And for an American company, which many did, but Blizzard's the example that we're using here, for Blizzard to do that, to say, your country's goal and your people's goal, as an American company, to say that is less important to us for your democracy and freedoms, so we can make profit in a communist country and sell our shitty mobile games, is quite obnoxious. Because that's one of the main things of America is, the freedoms that are supposed to come with this country. And for a company from this country to go and basically support a communist country and shut down somebody's freedoms is a big yikes. And that's really why I said no. Overwatch is done in the year. It's not something that I support. I like that we can criticize our country and criticize our leaders in America, even if the leaders of our country don't think they should be criticized and don't take criticism well and tweet out about it and say there was no obstruction or the fuck. I don't know. I can guarantee you 2020 on this channel is going to be wild. I can tell you that right now. Things are going to get spicy. But you have to wait until next week to find out how there could be some more wild things in 2020 on this channel. That's it for Overwatch in the fall of the favorite. We'll see you guys in the next one.